God has set boundaries on how we are to live our lives. Those boundaries, they're there for our own good. Good morning, guys and girls. January 14. January 14. Our catch of the day from this morning is from the book of Psalms 35:7. He gathered the water of the sea into a heap. He made the great oceans stay in its place. You know, lakeside views, desktop fountains, backyard ponds, water captivates us all. It's even a lot more important to us fishermen. We really can't help but have a love affair with water. But do we have the same foundation and love for an awesome God who created and controls the water? You know, my buddy Brad Paisley even wrote a country song called Water, and start talking about how he began to have a love affair with water when he was just a young boy. When I look at a lake, like our beautiful lake out here, a river or a stream, I'm always reminded of how much God loves us. To create something like water, lakes and streams that we enjoy so much. I do realize also that God has set boundaries on how we're to live our lives. Just like we have boundaries on this water, you know, the elevation creates and we have boundaries on this water. God has set boundaries on how we are to live our lives. Those boundaries, they're there for our own good. Living within God's boundaries not only pleases Him, but it keeps us out of all sorts of calamities and sin. And that's absolutely the truth. God's laws or God's regulations or God's rules are for our own benefit. They're not there really to benefit God. What benefits God is when we live within those rules, when we live within those boundaries. You know, whether people are believers or not, everybody's pretty familiar with the Ten Commandments. Lots of other things in the Bible that God tells us how we should live our lives in order to be successful, in order to be healthy, in order to be happy in our relationships, in order to be prosperous, all of that. God has regulations and rules in the Bible. But when you think of something as simple as the Ten Commandments, can you think of one commandment that He put out there that if you break it, you're going to benefit by it? Absolutely not. I mean, you can just start naming them one by one and you say, well, would I benefit if I do that? Will I benefit if I do that? Will I benefit if I do that? Or you can take a look at the opposite part of that and say, if I do that, will I harm somebody? If I do that, will I hurt somebody's feelings? If I do that, will I end somebody's life? If I do that, will I wreck somebody's marriage? On and on and on and on. They're there for our benefit, for our benefit. All right, let's look at our tip and see what it says for January 14th. Seek out the clear water areas when water temperatures are low. Like right now, you know, January and February, the two lowest water temperature months that we have. In fact, a lot of your water up north doesn't even have a temperature. It's just sitting there. You have to drill through quite a bit of it to get down to actual water. But seek out the clear areas. Colder water, you need to be fishing clear areas. I like to fish like down toward the dam where usually be the clear areas this time of the year. You want to read? You want to read? You got to love him. You got to love him even if he is a little pest. And they are pests, no doubt about it. But anyway, this time of the year, you want to get down and fish down close to the dam. I would probably fish on just about any lake within the top 20 or 30%, well, it'd be the lower end of the lake, the lower 20 or 30% of the lake. Down where the water's clear, you seem like you can have a little bit more action down in that area than you can going up in the upper ends of things when the water's a little bit muddy. Once it starts, you are a pest. Once the water starts warming up, then you can start moving up that lake and get on up to where you get the warmer water coming in. Hey guys and girls, y'all go out there and have a great day. I love you.